So hey there, this is me again, and I've heard this thing, I guess everywhere, that competitive exam takes people away from you. It takes your people, it takes your friends away from you in all possible manners. And the time before I started preparing for JEE, I used to wonder about this thing that why it is such, or लोग ऐसे क्यों कहते हैं कि competitive exam आपके लोगों से आपको दूर कर देती है एंड एट दैट टाइम आई यूज्ड टू थिंक लाइक मे बी बिकॉज ऑफ द आइसोलेशन कि सब जो भी एस्पिरेंट्स होते हैं लाइक आइसोलेट होकर पढ़ाई में ते फोकस्ड होते हैं पढ़ाई करते हैं सो मे बी वो उनके लव्ड वंस को या उनके फ्रेंड्स को इतना टाइम नहीं दे पाते राइट इसीलिए वो डिस्टेंस वो शेयर कर लेते हैं बट दिस इज नॉट लाइक अ स्पेसिफिक रीजन फॉर सच थिंग्स बाय पीपल उस चीज़ को लोग इतना ज़्यादा वो बोलते हैं कि कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम टेक्स पीपल अवे फ्रॉम बिकॉज this is what I have figured out this far. And the thing is that I've included a friend of mine in a video. I talked about a friend of mine in a video that I posted, I guess, days ago. That was related to post day or something. I don't remember the what to say that title of that video right now, but I included a friend in that video, and she and I, we were great friends in our class 12th, in our class 12th only we became like good friends, और हमारा दोस्ती was good, like not up to that extent, but yeah, I guess she was the only friend, only friend who considered me as a friend in my class 12th, right? सो 7 ईयर का हमारा स्कूल जर्नी था बट फिर भी बहुत लेट आके वी मेट एंड वी बिकेम फ्रेंड्स बट या वी बिकेम अ ग्रेट कॉम्बो राइट सो yeah, so I talked about that in that video, and that was with respect to the day she called me, and that was on the day of my result, the day my result came, the JEE result came of the January attempt, right? That was on 16th of Jan, I guess, right? Yeah. So, throughout the whole year, we didn't communicated with each other. I don't know what. I have texted her multiple times on the WhatsApp, obviously, and she replied to the message I've sent her. But, this is not a video in which I'm gonna tell something bad about her or या मैं किसी के बारे में कुछ बोलना चाह रही हूँ. But I'm here to express my things, right? So she never initiated a text or something, right? And there's nothing wrong in that, right? ठीक है, there's nothing wrong in that. I'm not judging her in any of the possible ways. So I used to text her messages sometimes on WhatsApp, and she used to reply back me too, right? And I guess this is a like yeah, like throughout the whole year, this yeah, so moving on the result day, she called me and she texted me on that WhatsApp, right? For the very first time throughout the whole year, she literally texted me on WhatsApp, and she literally made a call to me, right? Obviously, I didn't pick up the call and I didn't reply to the text. Why? Because I just didn't wanted to, share what was going inside me on that very day. Because obviously the resultant came as I expected, and I was I was feeling so bad, right? So I just didn't wanted to share that extreme feelings of mine with anyone out there, right? So I simply didn't pick up the call and I didn't reply to her on WhatsApp as well, right? And like see, she is a extrovert kind of girl, right? So she's in contact with so many classmates, right? So, like she called me because she knew that I'm preparing for J, right? So she might have called many more girls too, right? Because she's in contact with everyone, right? So on that very day, she called me and she texted me. I've seen that text, I have seen that missed call too, but I just didn't reply it because I just didn't want it to, show up to guys after I maybe. Maybe not. I just don't know. Maybe I didn't qualify that exam. So I just don't want to, show up to the guys with that thing because the purpose of that phone call was only to know where I was standing at that time. And maybe they all thought that I might have scored well in this particular exam. So maybe they all called me to just congratulate me. Maybe she called me to just congratulate me, but maybe I misunderstood the whole concept of whatever it is, and I didn't reply to her, on that very day. And from that day till now, I like, see, she has been, coming in my head, right? But I don't know why from morning only, and from today, on this very day, from morning only, she has been turning around in my head, and I am, I am just feeling so bad about myself, and I'm just constantly telling myself that no, तुम्हें ऐसा नहीं करना था, तुम कर देती reply, like, are you this afraid to just, uh, just to share the percentile you have got in this exam, right? So, like, a kind of regret, or a kind of, that feelings that no, you are not that person, so तुमको call back करना था, तुमको text का message देना था, because someone he reach out to you, right? वो जिस भी respect में हो, वो जिस भी उसमें हो, but it was so wrong of you, right? So I have been feeling, that feeling of, just अरे यार कर देना था, गलत किया, right? But yeah, sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not just that bad person, man. Maybe, like, each and everyone has their own, each and everyone has their own, what to say, and everyone has their own behavior, right? If I just don't, I just don't want to sometimes, share my lowest face with, people I know, being this vulnerable to this camera is okay, because I don't know the people who are watching me through this videos, right? But being this level of vulnerable to someone I know personally is such, such a difficult task. Why? Because, you have to face them every day, and there are, like, see, this is what I have observed thus far, that not each and everyone can, um, not each and every person around you has that level of mental understanding, like, like, I'm not here to tell you that, oh, I'm such a great person or something, but I didn't observe, I didn't found like much people who, understands you so well. Like, if someone is reaching out to me regarding something, maybe it's just a small thing, so I just pause myself, I just, listen to them, I just understand the whole concept, and then I make something, something, a statement or something, I just try to, understand that very person up to the another limit, and I just, try to um, make them feel okay too, right? But this is what I've observed in my case, that whenever I've reached out to someone, regarding my feelings, right, regarding the way I felt, and like, it's obviously it's related to the residential school also I have been in. So whenever I reach out to someone in that one particular school, yeah, like, many of them was teacher only, right, regarding the mental, that I was feeling, or the, like, mentally I was, the mental pressure I had, and the mental weaknesses I had, and the way I was suffering in that school, whenever I reach out to someone regarding that particular, you know problems, I've realized that people just didn't understood that one thing, and instead of just, uh, con- comforting me, they instead made fun of me in a sense. Even the teachers, though, only the teachers too, made fun of me in many of the possible senses. From that school only, I realized this thing, that, you can't really, express your weaknesses or your weak point, or not your weak point, or your weaknesses, or the feelings you are been, the heavy feelings you have in yourself. Sometimes you feel, that to pour your heart out to someone, and just order to, take all such things out from you, right? But it's so important for you to just, you know to just remember that whom you are saying that things to, right? Because sometimes, not sometimes, I guess it's about every time this happened with me, that whenever I, whenever I, told some of my heavy feelings to someone in my school, I always get so disappointed by them. Why? Because they all, made me believe that no one has that level of, what to say that that understanding to understand such deep things, so maybe I do fear that, maybe I fear people because of that, because this is what my behavior is, if someone is so damn connected to me, if I'm having such a great bond with someone, so I do have this thing in myself that I pour my heart out to them, I just ignore the background noise, okay. I pour my heart out to them. I just tell them everything, everything, each and everything, that I am feeling this and this happened, and I'm feeling this heavy and that's happened, and I'm just not liking this day or something like that, right? So, sometimes I just, just I do feel like that it's not about this exam only, it's not about the result only, and it's not about telling people about, oh my god, I didn't qualify the that one exam, and it's not about the academic failure only, but it's all about the fear I had in myself, that if I gonna connect to people again in my life, I'm gonna pour my heart out to them as I did in my school, and they're gonna take that in such a that other way, right? So for that reason too, I didn't texted her back, I didn't called her again, and I'm regretting this thing, as I said, ki from morning only I'm feeling bad in myself that no, I'm being such a bad person, right? But I'm not a bad person, man. That day I wasn't in that sense to just, to just reply back to someone regarding, and just to have a conversation with anyone regarding that exam thing, That exam result just scares me, man. It just scares me. And the conversation I have with people regarding exam, it just scares me more and more and more. Although, not although, right? One more incident I want to, mention here, and is that I went to market with my papa to, buy some stationery things, and he introduced me with an uncle, a random uncle to me, but a close uncle to him, obviously, right? A person like his friend, basically, right? So that uncle and I was having a great conversation regarding, regarding so many things, and my elder brother is into MBBS too, so regarding him and regarding me, and many of the things, So in not the mid, on the very 3/4 of the conversation, uncle asked me that how much you scored in your class 12th, and the whole mood of that lovely conversation just turned into such a, that frown face, that saddy vibes. And I told him that uncle, I've scored this much, and that overexcited me when I was involved in that conversation. And after that, just my tones lowered, and then uncle asked me about my JEE main scored, that how much did you scored in this, and again that happened, that man, यहाँ मात खा गए. So after that, I don't know from where it came. I started telling uncle that, uncle, I've scored this much marks, and I have fear of exams, and I got frightened before the exam as well. And during the exam, I had this and that. And then I stopped, because I actually got to realize that I I just met a completely random person to me, right? And when they've asked me about the exam or about the things, I started, yapping. I started literally telling him the things that has happened with me, and I was going into this negative sphere, So maybe this is the behavior what I have, developed from past few months, right? And this is also what I have observed is thus far is that key. I only talk this negative when I'm all in my room only, when I'm all in my room, sitting on this chair in front of the laptop, in front of all such notes, right? I only talk this negative in this room only, The moment I'm out from this room, or the moment I'm with my family or something, I don't talk this negative, As I mentioned, Nani ka ghar. So when I was at Nani ka ghar too, I wasn't being this negative in my life. Trust me. I don't know. Maybe it's not, maybe it must be the people. It must be your family members. It must be the mahal. You have there, and obviously at your home as well. That that protects you from being this negative and sorry, that that protects you being this negative in your life, right? So I just talked negative in this room only, the day I'm out, the moment I'm out of this very room, I stopped talking negative and I stopped being a negative too, right? So I guess video started with something and it's ending with something different. But dude, this is what I am, right? This is what I am. So yeah, that friend must not be watching this video, and I just don't want anyone who is close to me and who know me so personally find out my channel ever again in life. But obviously they're gonna find me out after some years maybe. So I guess maybe this is the only reason I'm giving, or not a reason, maybe this is, क्या बोलते हैं ना, वो खुद को समझाना कि it's okay that you didn't call back that day, or maybe you didn't texted her back at that very day because of the exam thing or because of the result thing and many of the things. Today I literally thought, text her back or maybe make a call, but my I stopped because I just don't want, and I don't know why. So, maybe because of this exam, maybe because of this soaking exam bell, right? That literally makes you feel away from. Yeah, so there was some background disturbance. So, yeah. So, in the morning only, I thought maybe to make a call or just to text her back, but my heart just stopped because I don't know why I how do I confront people? I just don't know because I just don't want to confront people in any of the possible senses, and especially when it's related to the result. That's when it's related to my exam. So I just don't want to confront anyone out there regarding this thing or regarding something. So this is not the very one reason, or this is not the universal reason why people say that competitive exam takes people away from you. But I guess this is one of the reason which I have figured it out, that and I guess there's nothing wrong in that, right? Like, yeah, everyone has their own uh, you know what I mean, right? So I was so overwhelmed with all such things, and I really wanted to confess all such things to someone. So here I am confessing all such things to this camera, but I just want to tell this to this camera as well. I do love her, man. Like, as a friend, she has been a great friend to me. Whenever I felt, well, not whenever, every time I felt, not every time. She really had my back, not my back. I don't know what to say. So yeah, in the class 12th also, like हमारी class में, as I said, odd strength थी. So I used to be at the very last bench in my class, और मैं single ही बैठती थी because मैं 9 से लेके 12 तक कभी भी किसी के साथ नहीं बैठी हूँ, right, bench पे, because सब मैं odd strength थी, as I said, and as people didn't wanted to be seated next to me, so they always choose their partner first. So, and she was also the backbencher, but fortunately उसकी एक partner थी. So I was at the very last bench and she was in a row at the very last bench, right? And like they were two, right, and I was only one. So from that only our friendship started, like ठीक है. So in the very beginning she also didn't talk to me. I don't know why, because as I said, we never talked in the whole, like we talked in all such 6 years, but not up to that extent. So, and in the very beginning she didn't talk to me. It was I only who approached her, and it has been I only who has been approaching her since class 12th only. So in the very beginning of class 12th also, I was the only one who approached her, and उसके बाद थोड़ा 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 करके वो our bond formed, and फिर हम अच्छे friends बन गए, right? So क्लास के like classmates were also like यार इस बंदी का की ऐसी कोई permanent friend नहीं रही। उसके अलावा वहाँ भी मेरी एक friend थी जो कि ऑलमोस्ट मेरे साथ आई गेस 6 7 से थी, और वो लास्ट तक रही भी, राइट? सो क्लासमेट्स यूज टू टॉक लाइक अरे यार ये इसकी फ्रेंड बन गई है, या अब ये दोनों हैं, कैसे हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है इनका, इतना अच्छा बॉन्ड कैसे है, राइट? बट या वी हैड अ ग्रेट बॉन्ड। देन एज आई सेड, आई वॉज अ पार्ट ऑफ biggest, not the biggest, I was a part of a national level science related, something that is related to science, otherwise I will guess that, right? So she also helped me in that too, and we both went to a place, where we presented our whatever we had presented, right? So she had also been there too. So yeah, she had been a great friend to me, and I still consider her as my great friend. But I won't say JE let me do this to her. No, I'm not saying, because I love JE too, right? And I love that friend of mine too. So I'm not here saying that I don't love this, I'm such a this or that. But yeah, I have been feeling desperately sad regarding this thing, that ऐसा नहीं करना था, उसको टेक्स्ट कर देना था, या एटलीस्ट कुछ ही बोल देती, बता देती, राइट? सो मे बी द डे I clear this exam and make a call to her, or I don't know. Maybe I want, because literally I just don't want to be in touch. Be in touch, not be in touch, man. I just don't want to be in contact with anyone who is related to that school. I just don't know from where I have, just developed this thing in myself. But I just don't want to be in touch. I just don't want to be in contact with anyone who's related to that one school, man. I just don't want to, because each and every person just reminds me of that school, and that just kills me from inside, man. And as she's also related to that school, so I maybe I'll gonna call her, and I'll gonna text her back after the exam or after the result. Maybe, I don't know. But I guess this is one of the probable reason why people say that competitive exam takes people away from you, because the heaviness you feel, and the level of uh, whatever this different kind of feeling this and this competitive exam gives you, that literally makes you feel more and more, that in yourself, that you just don't want to pour your heart out to someone, and especially on the very day of the exam result day, right? So I guess this is one of the reasons why people say that uh, competitive exam takes people away from you, right? The video is so long. I guess it's already been 23 minutes and something. Oh damn. But yeah, I can just do nothing regarding this. So yeah, thank you for stopping by, because trust me, no one really did. This is me. I guess it's time to end this video, although I don't want to. But I have to end this, right? Because I have to study now. So yeah.